Internet. You don't have to turn on the red light. Internet. Internet. Birdoop. 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 Internet. You don't have to turn on the red light. Internet. Surprise! Internet. You don't have to turn on the red light. Internet. Oh. What up, Internet? It's Monday. Who else out there is feeling the burn Monday style? Oh, Big Pedro first to the chat, winning an extra surprises from my man, the Pedro of the large variety on a Monday. It's Monday, everybody. First things first. So I gotta say hello to everybody in the chat. Jennifer J. Sarchicino, Jennifer Juan, no, Jennifer Jean, Jennifer Georgia. No, that's not with a J. Jennifer Jean Sarchicino, Jennifer Jean Sarchicino. There we go. Aquatic Hobbyist, what's going on? Gone Mad is here. Hola, Mr. Eric. Gone Mad. Aquarium Co-op is here. What's up, Corey? You need me to do some soundtracks for your videos? Yeah, I can do some soundtracks for some video action. We could do that at some point, I'm sure. Jennifer was on our side of the mountain yesterday. What's up with that? But I wanted to get to that. First things first. I know people were looking forward to the Sunday Potato Bro and Corvus style Sunday dual live stream. But I will say we went out with the ladies, his lady and my lady. My lady being Victoria, his lady being Sarah, right? And we just had a hell of a time kind of cruising around and stuff. And I think you guys kind of know that I don't really shoot video at fish stores and stuff or any of that kind of stuff that much. I really just don't. I kind of just, I realistically like to just kind of be in the moment doing whatever the hell we're doing. And those of you that don't know, Potato Bro, he works the graveyard shift. So he ended up staying up all night and then coming over up here in the morning. And by the time the afternoon rolled around, I mean, I was kind of out of it. He was really out of it, and it just was like, nah, let's not do this. And plus, he had a 3-hour drive ahead of him by that point in time. So we didn't really need to extend the visit, but we had a fantastic time, a lot of fun. Just a quick recap of some of the stuff that we did while we were here. Let's see. We went out to brunch for sure. We screwed around in the fish room for a while. Then we went out to brunch. Then we went across town, and Sarah and Potato and we wandered about while Vicky had an important appointment. Then we went to Aquarium Paradise and Aquarium and Garden, Pond and Garden, I think. So we went to those two stores, checked out some stuff. I picked up a few things, but we'll be going up with the stuff that we picked up later this week. So like Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll be talking about that stuff. In the meantime, tonight, as you guys can see from the title track, the Hippo Tang, the Sailfin Tangs, the Cardinal fish, and some Apistogramas, and some cherry shrimps. So we got some of all of that going on tonight because Potato brought up some fish. He's downsizing his saltwater system, so I'm taking the orphans basically. It was either like take them to the fish store or bring them up here and give them a nice 180-gallon home to swim around, swim around in, you know. So we're going to be going over that stuff tonight. I got a water change done on every single aquarium tonight. Did not shoot footage of that because it is boring as hell, and I think people are probably pretty tired of seeing me do water changes. So I didn't shoot any video of that. So we shot some video of the new inhabitants, all of the new inhabitants. But there are more inhabitants coming later this week. We'll be getting to, like I said, later this week. So look forward to that stuff. I got some macroalgae, some crebensis, some vampire shrimp, some other stuff going on. So we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. So I think we're pretty well entertained, even though we missed the Sunday two-man live stream. But I'm not gonna make any more promises for visitors to get on the live stream, because it is a little bit off-putting to be like, hey, you want to go talk to me on the internet for an hour? So we shall see how that goes moving forward. Although, yeah, I guess we'll just see how it goes moving forward. And Jennifer was here on this side of the mountain. It would have been a great day to come meet up with us and go to some fish stores. So maybe next time, shoot us a message ahead of time and we can meet up at like Starbucks or something, or whatever. We went to Elmer's, I think, yesterday. Was it Elmer's? Hey, did we go to Elmer's yesterday? Elmer's? Elmer's? Elmer's. Yeah, we went to Elmer's. Yeah, so, so my apologies to you guys for not doing the two-man live stream, but like I said, it would have been the dumbest thing by the point in the afternoon. I would have been like, yeah, so you like stuff? And he would have been like, yeah, you know. And so we just kind of said, hey, to hell with that. And but like I said, we got a whole bunch of new stuff coming up this week, so that's kind of the trade-off. So I think it's going to work out just fine for everybody involved. Oh yeah, so quick updates on some stuff today that's going on. Working on finishing up a small project. So this week is going to be pretty jam-packed. So I'm going to keep trying to do the 8 o'clocks this week. 8 o'clock specific time is generally when I try to get in here. So we'll be doing that this week. And then I know some of you were asking, when does the break come? So I wanted to let you guys know at the beginning here instead of at the end. We leave town on Thursday the 24th. So we have 2.5 weeks left of this experimental, lots of live stream stuff going on here. I guess what do you call it? The pledge? Is this a pledge drive? I feel like I'm on a pledge drive, like on NPR or something. Like, hey guys, without your support, we won't be able to bring you Dick Proenneke into the wild next year. So you should probably call up and get a free toaster. But I digress. I don't necessarily want this show to be like that long term, but that's kind of what we're doing right now to see if this experiment is an ongoing thing down the road. One of the things I've been thinking about, and I wanted to put it out there to you guys, if this is something that would be better or worse or whatever. Would it be weird to do either 2 or 3 live streams, like 2 or 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or a 3-hour live stream, or what? I'm not really sure. I've got a couple of ideas, and you know, the thing is that I would like to put it up to you guys a little bit, as far as like what you guys like, maybe in the way that I'm doing it, right? If that makes sense. So moving forward, I want to keep doing these live streams, but they might be rescheduled, if that kind of makes sense. So it's like the same format, but maybe just in a different like delivery, instead of it being like a 1 hour every day, but like a 2 hour on Monday or a 3 hour on Wednesday or something like that. I'm not sure. I've got some ideas in my head, but if anybody has a concern one way or another, I guess let me know, and then what y'all think in regards to that, if there is anything you think, or maybe you don't think anything. I've run into that occasionally. But the good thing is that we have a couple of emails today to run into, and we will definitely get to those. So we have a bunch of stuff. It's kind of weird how I skipped a day, and now we have like just a whole bunch of stuff happening because we skipped the Sunday. So let's run through here a little bit. Corey from Aquarium Co-op says, if I ever make the trek and you'll have me, I'll internet hard on the live stream. Yeah, I'm sure, Corey, if you came down here, we'd probably end up live streaming because my fish room tour would probably only take about 20 minutes realistically, because it's just you just walk around in a circle for a little while. You can't really miss the tanks, so it does go fairly quickly in the current incarnation of the fish room. Is not for really experienced people. It's kind of like, oh yeah, hey, oh cool, yeah, well, right on. Well, let me look at this for a minute. Oh cool, yeah, oh, and now we're at the end, because I don't have 500 tanks with a whole bunch of different stuff in them right now. So we would probably end up just live streaming a bunch and just Jack John around or whatever. Jennifer went to the airport, then back. Friend's connection to Yakima got canceled. Ah, that sucks. Missed the connecting flight. Oh, that's brutal, because the flight from Seattle to Yakima is like 38 minutes or something like that, but the drive is like 10 hours round trip or something crazy like that. That is brutal. Sorry to hear that, Jennifer. That's just a long day of driving in the hot smoke. And to those of you out there, the update with the weather here, it has been one solid week of 90-plus temperature and smoke. It's like cloudy out, but it's smoke. It's gross. I mean, by the end of the day, you feel like you've been hanging around a campfire all day. And working outside is not friendly. Felt bad about a guy that was doing landscaping today out there in the weather. I mean, I was going in and out of the weather. I wasn't in it like super long, but I was definitely in the heat for sure. But he was out in it shoveling. But he's 18, so I think he can handle it. Me being of accelerated age, I probably would have died. I mean, that would have been the best scenario, is just pure death, right? Oh, Kevin Hayes is here. What's up? What's up, Kevin? And Matt Gilmet, Illinois, Ohio, Canada. Who knows where Matt Gilmet from? He's just that crafty of a fellow. I mean, if you tried to track him on his GPS, like if you hacked his phone or something, I mean, he'd be pinging all over the United States. I mean, it'd be like some kind of weird, have you seen like, one of those like CSI show, or not CSI, what am I thinking? CIA shows where they're like, we gotta find Matt Gilmet, and they're trying to locate him, and so they're like tracking him, and then he calls in and he's like, hey, you can't find me, CIA, you dirtbags. And then they're like, oh, we're tracking the phone call, but it's just the pings would just be all over the place, and they'd be like, we don't know where he is. That's how it would be with Gilmet. He's just that crafty of a dude, and I do love that. I love his avatar picture. That is a great avatar picture. I gotta say that on the live stream, so it's documented for all time. As aquatic hobbyist said, as peas toes, cacahuetes. Loving them fish. I'm loving them, dude. They're growing up, and I actually have some shots of the actual apistos that have been growing up. We added a couple more yesterday, so now we're kind of above the 10 mark. Although now we have some small ones that are hiding again, but as they're growing, they're starting to come out and get more, get more gangster. They're just getting some meat on their bones and able to handle their area a little bit, handle their business. You know what I'm saying? So those Apistos are doing really well and coming along. As difficult it is to find them and spot them and see and get a good look at them, when we do get a look at them Apistos, they're actually doing pretty darn well considering their age. They're not very old, and they're competing with those Gardneri killifish in there that are full grown. So it's a little bit of kind of a beyond Thunderdome kind of situation where they've been put in a space where they're not exactly 100%. They're not 100%. They weren't like necessarily ready for getting in there. And because they were so small, they're just like babies. They don't know how to fight. They don't know how to fight yet, but they're learning, and they're doing well. And it's kind of a little weight off my shoulders because I was getting a little bit concerned, just how well they're doing within that habitat. But the habitat's doing well, and like I said, I got water changes done on everything today, which is becoming shockingly. Slightly, well, it's not difficult. It's just leg work. I just gotta think about it as CrossFit, kind of CrossFit situation. Gotta run around with the pumps, run around with the hoses, change the water filters, do all that stuff, and just kind of CrossFit the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not like a real workout. It's more like a CrossFit workout. CrossFitters across the world are gonna be mad at me for saying that. Oh, Jean-Michel Gervais. Hola, muchacho. Is that French? The Francois Walls? I don't know. I've got it in my head that Jean-Michel Gervais is French Quebecois or something, I think. And I'm not, I don't know. Dwayne Kitchell. Dwayne Kitchell's was asking about if I have a large fish shrimp library, and I'm not 100% sure what that means, but if you were to actually go through my computers at some point in time, it would be a complete cluster of hard drives. I have hard drives of pictures of fish, pictures of shrimp, video of stuff, articles, college papers, thesis papers from, honestly, most of the Midwest colleges. A lot of the farming programs and stuff like that are where I draw a lot of research from, because there isn't a whole ton of research. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of research into water and marine biology and all that kind of stuff, but it's just not as readily available as the farming stuff is, and more as widespread or as funded. So that kind of stuff, if you went through my library, it's a cavalcade of madness. I don't even know how many terabytes I'm up to now of just nonsense. At some point in time, I will just run a magnet over the top of all of them and start over. Just because I have like these great intentions to go back and like grab old video and like re-edit them into something, and I realistically don't think that will ever happen. And so that's just kind of life. But yeah, I do have a large library of the nonsense. I used to have quite a few books, but I've gotten rid of those over the time because it's just I don't have space for them. I don't have the shelves for them. Eddie West is here. What's up, Eddie? Olympia Shrimpery is here with the new... Oh, you got a new avatar picture. Patrick's Aquatics, Mr. Waterboxes is here. Joel Gillett finally showed up. What's going on? I'm losing track of the chat here, you guys. Kevin Hayes, this has been going on for 19 minutes and 16, 17, 18 seconds. So I don't think you missed too much of the live stream so far. We do have a lot of video coming up of stuff that we're gonna run through. A lot of the new introductions to the tanks and stuff like that. Oh, Sarcino. Oh, it's your birthday. Today it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Sarcino. Chino. You don't have to birthday too hard tonight. Get some buckets from the depot. Happy birthday. All right. Happy birthday. Sorry. Jennifer. Well, thanks for coming to the live stream on your birthday. Let's see. Oh. Gone Mad's tank is burning. Smooth. Is growing in nicely. Oh, Voraris is here. I find it difficult to say your name. Voraris? What's up? Dark Heart Animal? What's going on? All right. Well, hopefully I said hi to everybody that's here. You know, I like and try to keep up with the chat. Because, you know, that's my style. Voraris is the same here. A bit of a digital hoarder. Yeah, it's getting ridiculous now. It's just turning into a, I don't know. It's really a cluster, and it's not even that organized. I wish it was. I wish I could say that I'm digitally organized, because then I could maybe like wear that little Boy Scout badge around or something. I'm not. I'm just not. A bunch of it's organized, I guess, under like dates, but that's just about as good as it gets, and it's just unhelpful. It's unhelpful to know that this was all from June of 2014, because then you open it up and it's like, oh wow, there's 19,000 video segments in here, unlabeled, just numbered. Like MVI 8149562. Oh, yeah, I know exactly what that was from 5 years ago or whatever. You guys can notice I'm going to keep drinking my water here because I'm feeling dehydrated today. I was sweating bullets out in the smoke hot. I was out in the smoke hot. The weather here in Western Washington is smoke hot. I got to figure out a name for it that's better than that, but it says smoky and it's 90-something, which is uncool. It's pretty much uncool. Patrick's Aquatics. So the word on the street is there's an aquarium manufactured called Water Boxes now. So they stole my name and you had to switch it? Oh my God, that's almost as good as it gets. That's almost as good as it gets with the compliment for a company steals your name. That's great. And then they probably hit you with hey, this is a copyright infringement. I would have told them to just take a flying whatever, you know, a flying shit or whatever. And told them like good luck, because you would have already had it since predating them, which would have been good. But then again, it might not have been worth it. They might have sued you or something. And that would have been cool, because then you just give all your money to lawyers. And, you know, lawyers like cash and checks, you know. Oh, Olympia Shrimp's got some videos up. We should check that out. Flip Aquatics is here. What's up, man? Loop Diesel's in the house. How you doing, brother? Thank you for the way to make it out on a Monday. The Monday's just a good day to make it out, right? Oh, okay. So they actually emailed and said cease and desist or whatever. That sucks, Patrick. Well, I can still call you Water Boxes on the live stream and still give you the respect. But well, maybe the company's actually really cool, and you could hit them up and be like, "Hey, you stole my name. Send me some fish tanks, jerks." And be all just be hella rude about it right off the bat to those guys. Or maybe just be nice, you know. Sugar, what is it? You get more flies with sugar or honey? I don't know, whatever. But it would be fun. Omnipotent Crawling Chaos. Oh, I like that. That's pretty good. What's up? Chunk 1200. Don't drink my beta. I actually have no fish in this room. In the office here. It realistically would be. I would be breaking the promise to breaking the promise to Vicky if we had agreed on not having any fish tanks in here. It's just we agreed on it. So unless it's her idea, then I'd be SOL if I had a beta in here. She'd probably stab me with that screwdriver she was threatening me with earlier. Both dogs are in here just dead. Did you guys have a long day? Both dogs are in here sleeping. And dog update real quick right before we start the video here. Mr. Chips, a.k.a. Hungry, a.k.a. Stevesy McChipperton. So the new thing is he won't eat out of his bowl. I actually have to pick the wet food up and feed it to him. Which is why we didn't start exactly at 8 o'clock tonight, because I had to apparently hand feed a 900-year-old dog, which I don't know how long this is going to go on. I think I'll win. I think I'll win this battle because I'll just not give him the food, and eventually he'll get so hungry he will eat it out of the bowl, right? Or I'm just a bleeding heart and will continue to hand feed it to him. I'm not 100. It's probably the latter, not the former. All right. Oh, guys, I got to do the obligatory self-advertising promotion nonsense, guys. I got to do it here real quick. Let's see if we can get it done. What's the new record? I think 38 seconds was the old record. I think let's try to go for 37 seconds. See if we can't crush the old record. All right, if you want to help this channel and all the weird projects that I'm constantly doing, go over to the Patreon page there, and you can patronize the patronizing. Or you can go over to darkstararts.com, click through the Amazon banner. It doesn't change the price. You can buy whatever you want, whether it's toothpicks or dirty old pens or USB cables. It doesn't matter. You can hit the like button, subscribe, all that nonsense. And we run out of time. Didn't get to it. Didn't make it in time. Didn't make it in time, you guys. But that's the Patreon page, and you can do that stuff. And you can go to Darkstar Arts if you like, or blah, 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 or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, cool. 38 seconds. I don't think I can beat it. I don't think I can beat that 38 seconds. It's I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to try, though. I'm going to try, you guys. I'm going to make a script and see if I can beat it. I want to see if I can do the advertising in just 12 seconds. That's my goal. I have a goal, guys. 12 seconds. Oh, cool. Right on. All right, well, let's go to the video segment here where we can introduce you guys to some of the sailfin tang, the hippo tang, which everyone will call dory. I'm calling it already. Everyone will call it a dory fish, and we'll see that in the chat. The cardinal fish are, well, screw it. Let's just go here. I don't know why I'm giving an intro to a video that you can watch. Now I'm small in the corner. The video's up. What the? That away? I have to do this all ridiculous. All right, whatever. The video's up there if you want to see it. So the sailfin tangs, so those of you that aren't real hip to the saltwater stuff, the sailfin tangs, they are the two stripy-looking buddies. Kind of a little beefy beefcake fish there. There's the two of them. They look like they just got out of the Crossbar Motel, a.k.a. the jailhouse. Those are those guys swimming around. And then there's, of course, the hippo tang, which everyone will call Dory, I'm sure. That is an ongoing struggle against Pixar. Hold on a second. It's an ongoing struggle against Pixar for them to get their names back. And instead of calling them Dory or Nemo, which there will be a Nemo in here next week. Damn it, a clownfish. I'm over here trash talking Pixar, and then I did it. I called him a Nemo. Smooth, you guys. No, I like those Pixar movies. They are great. But the hippo tang, the blue hippo tang, is the dory fish. The sailfins. Patrick is asking, are they Desijarni or just a regular sailfin? They are a standard sailfin, which are quite attractive also. So because these are very mature sailfins, they're nice size, they got pretty good color, and they've definitely colored up more since yesterday from being stressed from the trip. The Hippo Tang is also coloring up a lot better than it was yesterday from the stress from the trip. People will, I'm sure, invariably ask me why didn't I quarantine for a month on these fish, because they basically were quarantined at Potato's house within his system, which I've seen his system, and I've, half of the live rock is actually from his system here. So they were essentially quarantined in his system, then transferred up here into these. He's had these fish for a year, 2 years, something like that now. And they have been healthy the whole time and moved from aquarium to aquarium. So that's why people, I'm sure somebody will go, why didn't you quarantine these? Because we just moved them up right away and got them in as quickly as possible. And then a big part of acclimating with, especially with saltwater fish, I always just net them out and put them in. The drip acclimation is just kind of realistically a big use of time, if that makes sense. That doesn't, in my experience, doesn't do a whole ton of benefit. And that's just personal me. I'm not necessarily giving you advice on what to do or what not to do in regards to that situation. But I always temperature acclimate. But these guys were in buckets, so we didn't really have time to do all of that. But then, like I said, today I did a big water change after they've been in there. So if they, basically if they've crapped and pissed a whole bunch in the water, I went ahead and did a water change. And then the other fish that were added are kind of difficult to pick up, and I'll get some better video of them later this week, are the black cardinals that are in there. If you've ever seen a pajama cardinal, they're like that, but minus the red and yellow coloring. So they are like a pajama cardinal. These guys are beefy. They're pretty big, but they're kind of difficult to pick up because they like to kind of hang in the shadows a bit. So I'll try to get some better video of them later this week with a little, I'll do a little change in the lighting to get light throughout the tank and see how they're doing. Aquarium Co-op. All right, I'm catching up with the chat over here a little bit. Aquarium Co-op is saying you need to make advertising a new video skit that you play, do a Micro Machines one, a Busta Rhymes version one. Yeah. I think realistically I'm going to try and make a video clip that I can just clip over to the video clip that is just super fast advertising. I think I might do that and then just change the reels out. But I kind of like doing it live because I screw it up. And, I'm like advertising my own crap. And then I screw it up. So I get a kick out of it. I don't know. I just like to laugh at my own inability to advertise myself. So let's see. Yeah, so these are actually really nice full-grown fish. It's pretty rare to get full-grown fish like this that have been in a position where they've been taken care of for a long period of time. Oftentimes, like if you go to the store and you find a large fish like this that's most likely been wild caught, your chances of keeping them alive are pretty slim, honestly. So I'm eternally grateful. I gave Potato some of my, I let him pick through my driftwood pile. He really didn't take a whole lot. I was expecting him to take more than he did. So it was a pretty good trade-off. And he was also down, like I said, he was downsizing his system. So it was a good opportunity to do that. Carson Anderson has showed up. And speaking of Carson, he should be here on Saturday. We're going to go to that barbecue frag swap. So honestly, I think we'll probably bring both the cameras to that so that we can go get some shots around because of the frag swap and that kind of stuff, and we might do an early live stream possibly. And crap, man, I said earlier I didn't want to sell the double live stream, and I just did it like a douche. Well, either way, Carson's here, and hopefully he'll be here on Saturday. We'll see how it goes. If he didn't, Joel Gillett's saying I should get a little speech written down so I can nail it in 29 seconds. Yeah, I'll get real good at it, you guys. I'll really practice advertising myself. I don't even like advertising at all. I don't like advertising. Period. I don't like advertising myself. That's probably why I'm not good at it. 'Cause it irritates me. trying to catch up on the chat. Jennifer wants me to get 50 billion more firefish. I agree. I do want to get 50 billion more firefish myself, honestly. The only problem with that is that now I'm going to have to quarantine firefish any more that I add in. So I'm going to get that set up in order to do that. But Carson is breaking down his tank, so we're actually going to be taking in a bunch of coral next weekend. So those of you that are into coral, we're going to have a bunch of new corals coming in next week, and we'll be checking those out for sure coming along. So try to catch up with the chat here. Saw a Hippo Tang. Saw a Hippo Tang in my local fish store the other day. Wow, they are funny guys. I love them. Yeah, the Hippo Tangs, they do move a lot. They definitely have a lot of movement, kind of goofy. They do hide for how much they swim. This one actually backs herself into in between the rocks and then like comes back out. And you're like, that's smooth fish moves, I guess. Yeah, I like them sail fins. I do have a little bit of concern with how active they are. I'm hoping that this tank is big enough for them. I am concerned about the lateral swimming space for them. Is going to be maybe it might end up being a bit of a problem with them. Oh, Joel Gillett with the super chat, my man. Thank you. Very much appreciate, especially because it's New Zealand dollars. I was actually talking to a very young fellow today who was asking if kind of a funny story. He comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, do you do stand-up comedy?" And I was like, you know, I kind of hacked at it a long time ago, and I ended up telling him some stories of some of the stuff that I've done. And it was a fun conversation, for sure. But then I started talking to him about the fact that I was like, oh, yeah, I do a YouTube channel and this and that. And he was like, oh, man, whoa. And so we'll see. Maybe he'll show up at some point in time. You never know. But he was excited about that. But one of the things I was talking to him about was, like, if I was to do stand-up comedy, you're really only going to reach 30 people in the room, 50 people in the room, 100 people in the room. And if you're Kevin Hart, 40,000 people in the room. So the thing about that is that it's only local, right? So I was talking to him about the fact that I do the live stream now, because in the past, whenever I did like local shows or any of that kind of stuff, you really only reach literally the people that are in the room. And nowadays, like I was talking to him about the fact that I have people that come into the room while we're live streaming from New Zealand, from Australia, from Denmark, from Quebec, from the UK, from Singapore, from Brazil, from wherever people, I'm sure I'm missing a whole bunch of places. But I was like, there's no way to do that when you're doing comedy in a room, you know, just doing shows. So I was like, I feel a lot happier about doing it this way than necessarily just doing like stand-up or whatever kind of stuff. But I don't know if that was a good story from today or not. But there is an Apisto in the video right now. There's one of them right there lurking around, and then he just went off camera. Okay, well, that's smooth. Carson wants to sleep over after the barbecue. He's going to text me later. Well, Carson is welcome to stay over at the house. We do have a guest room for him, so that will work out fine. Let's see. Kevin, didn't know that would be an issue. Thanks for bringing it up. Just make sure the yellow doesn't pick on the new sailfin too much. I think sailfin is my next fish when my yellow tang recovers from my dickhead foxface. Yeah, foxface is brutal. Same late alert. Bengai cardinals. These are black cardinals. They're like the pajama version. They're similar attitudes as Bengai cardinals we're beyond the saltwater video now. But the chat's still on saltwater, so I'm trying to catch up on that. KZ, Karen Ellis is here. Right on. But luckily we get an action shot of the Apistos in here a little bit. Apistos. Oh, he's coming back in. He's a camera hog. But this, as you guys probably know, this is the 240-gallon freshwater with the killifish in it. And one of the things that I wanted to mention is that the killifish are finally laying eggs breeding style. They are starting to shower their eggs on whatever they feel like showering them on, and getting laid eggs, which is good. That's what we want. We want these guys to get a little bit out of breeding mode and just kind of chill out for a minute. Because the whole time that I've had them, they've just been aggro, wanting to breed. So hopefully we can get them to breed, maybe get a spawn here, and kind of cool out a little bit and maybe just pay attention to their babies instead of everyone else in the tank. Jennifer's saying that the plants are looking great. Realistically, I think the plants are doing fairly well, except for my Achilles heel, the Monte Carlo, which continues to be pissing me off to no end. And driving me bananas. And slowly but surely, it's starting to spread a little bit, but it's an ongoing problem that I'm having with the Monte Carlo. I might end up swapping it out with something else. I might just end up going back and doing a glosso carpet again. Although I'm sort of 50-50 on that necessarily. But there goes one of the Apistos again. Achilles chased him over there. Some people... Kevin saying, I never get the Crips to lay low like that. They always stand tall. Low light issue, maybe. Yeah, typically, if they're pulling up and going pretty tall, it's either one of two things. Could be that variety of a varietal, you know. If you have... there are some varieties that actually just stand tall, and I can't think of one off the top of my head. It's Lutea. Crip Lutea stands real tall. Windalove will eventually stand tall once it gets big. And then there's a couple other ones that will stand tall. But if you hammer some light on them, they will end up staying low like this. And this is something I wanted to talk about tonight. If you can see the difference between the new leaves and the old leaves. So if you look at the video segment there, I'm obviously not panning the camera around too much, so I know it gets confusing if the camera is panning around. Luckily, we're holding it nice and still here, so you guys can get an opportunity to look at some of the plants and kind of check it out. So the old leaves are the really bright leaves that were growing immersed above the water, right? Just to give you a bit of an idea, they'll grow bright green like that up above the water. But once they're in kind of a high light, high CO2 situation like that, they'll start to grow nice and dark like this and have those nice crinkles to the leaves, which is my goal. If they're not growing along those lines, then I know that there's a problem. There's a deficiency. Something is wrong, and I need to make a change. But as you can see, the new leaves coming out have a much darker tone to them, much richer tone. The underneath of the leaf is bright red instead of that kind of drab, dirty brown or yellow or kind of baby poop brown, if you know what I'm saying. So that's one of the things to look for if your Crips are doing that kind of stuff, to make sure that they're growing nice and dark and with the actual crinkles. You want the crinkles. Crinkles is good. So just kind of a little hot tip to be able to figure out if they're in the right growing situation or not. And then a bunch of the little tiny green leaves you see are all the baby plants that are actually just starting out. So this whole area will be nonsense, and in probably about 2 months, and I'll probably get on a live stream here and go like, guys, I gotta do something else. My Crips are crazy and I can't handle it anymore. But they're growing in very nicely, and in the meantime, I'll just be happy with their growth and what's going on with those. So hold on, I gotta check the video here. Oh man, I was so close. 10 seconds till the end of this little video segment. So then we'll move on to the next one. Somebody was sneaking around in the background. Guys, I got some up-close shots of the Apistogramas. And somehow the little video segment I had of the cherry shrimps seems to have escaped the render program here. So I'll make sure to add that in tomorrow on tomorrow's live stream so that we don't come up short on the cherry shrimps there. But needless to say, we have a bunch of cherry shrimps. Oh, damn it. I forgot to put this on replay. And there we go. Sorry about that. Doing editing live. But needless to say, we have the cherry shrimps are all in the sump right now. I've got them all breeding in the sump, and I'll shoot a better video of the sump with the cherry shrimp in there. They're nice, bright red cherry shrimp, pretty high quality. Both of the stores that we went to yesterday didn't have that real red cherry shrimps. I mean, they just really didn't. They just didn't really have a nice, high quality cherry shrimps. One of the dudes that worked at one of the stores was trying to tell us that an Amano shrimp was actually a bamboo shrimp. It was just a baby bamboo shrimp is what he was trying to tell us. And so we didn't buy anything from that guy because it was it's quite perturbing. Sometimes you run into people that work at stores and they just want to sell you stuff, and that's unfortunate. But I did see a fish that I do have a goal for in the future here for our reef tank, thanks to Victoria. Victoria! She actually spotted a fish, and here's a fish that I've never seen before. It was a red dragonette, which is actually, I think, a cousin of a mandarin gobies, if you've ever seen those before. Let me see if I can't find a hot link for it here. If I can't find a picture of it. Oops. I'm still not used to this keyboard down here. I can't remember if it's a goby or a blenny. Oh, it's a goby. There we go. Images. See if we get one here. There we go. There's our little hot link. Copy. Come over here to the chat. And then paste it right in there. Badoosh. There we go. So anybody who wants to look them up, there's a little hot link for you that's actually in the chat. You can look it up on reefbuilders.com there and check out the red dragonettes. This is a fish that I had not seen until yesterday, which is actually a cousin of the mandarin goby. And these little guys are beauties. I got to tell you, these guys are beauties. Beauty little gobies. But as I was so enamored by that fish, I decided to talk to the guy who actually knew what he was talking about at the store, and we started talking about that fish, what his care is like at the store, what it takes to get him acclimated, all that kind of stuff. And I quickly realized that I had an issue that meant I wasn't going to be able to accommodate this fish. And what was that? They're copepod feeders, just like mandarin gobies. And my system is not mature enough to be able to handle that fish yet. So I'm having to wait and wait and wait. But luckily, that store is super dope. And he was like, no problem, man. If we get like 6 months, a year down the road when your system's been rocking and rolling and things are going good and you got lots of copepods and got a good colony, then I'll probably be able to get one. So this has been added to my wish list, along with some Watchman gobies, of course, because I'm just a creature of habit, man, and I love them Watchman gobies, you know what I'm saying? So, which Kevin is saying to get a big-ass ball of Kato from a friend, which I did. We built a refugium just the other day, which is ghetto as all get out, and I'll be rebuilding in the near future, probably next week, because right now it's ghetto. It's made out of egg crate. Pretty ghetto fuge, right? at some point in time, if somebody ever pays me for any of the jobs that I've done, I will be able to order a Fuge light other than the crappy one that I'm using right now and up my game. I'm actually going to build 2 cylinders because I talked to the local acrylic company and I can just get some old cut ends from those dudes because I really only need like 8-inch. I mean, I need a big 5-inch probably to do it properly. But those guys have the cut ends from those. Hold on a second. Excuse me. They have the cut ends for those, so I'm actually going to mount the violet LEDs right on those, and I'll kind of show you guys all the parts and stuff when I do that. I started to build one the other day, and the only problem was the old skimmer that I had, I'm going to have to saw it up. So I'm going to make a decision if I'm going to saw it up or not. I just decided, like, I'll wait before I cut this old skimmer up. It's probably going to happen, though. Let's be honest here. I'm probably going to cut it up and use it for that. It's a kind of a broken skimmer, so I don't know why I'm being such a baby about it. I probably should just do it. And I also got some macroalgae yesterday that we will talk about later in the week. I got about a football size of it from the guy yesterday. It was the only thing I think that was the only thing that I bought yesterday was a big ball of macroalgae. It was only $20, so it wasn't too bad. Probably make that up as things go along. Austin Adams is asking about shrimp paintings. How much are they? Well, if you haven't been up to the live streams here and keeping up with what's going on, I'll give you the update on what's going on with these shrimp paintings. So I'm making 20 of these shrimp paintings that are all kind of a limited run. Here's one of them here, and no one knows where this one's going yet. But they are all going to be different, and 10 of them are going to go to the top 10 patronizers, super chatter type people. And it may be more than 10. We'll figure that out once we get to the end of the month here. So those people that are waiting for them, they will ship out when we get back from Alaska, if that makes sense. Because as I said earlier in the live stream, we're gone from the 24th. So we have about 2.5 weeks of trying to live stream every day with all of the stuff that we got going on. And then we'll be gone for like 10 days. And when we get back, I'll be assessing everything. And we'll be going through that and all of the analytics and all that stuff. And Vicky and I are going to sit down and come up with our big-time game plan, and we'll be shipping out all these shrimp paintings. So if you guys stay tuned, this next couple of weeks, you'll see more of these be getting finished. And also some of the people that are the Patreon patronizers and the super chatters, you know who you are, have been sending me messages, which here's one of them that we'll talk about here. Steve Scogland sent in, he wants a green one like a green Hulk, or even the simple black background and just the stencil with no color. So he's looking for either a white and black one or a green Hulk version, which he is one of our top contributors here to the channel. Not only there are more than just financial ways to contribute. You can also contribute by liking, sharing, subscribing, and coming into the chat and like saying what's up and chatting in the chat, that kind of stuff. That's contributing, in my opinion, also. So there are certain people that are going to be added in that maybe never had any money or any of that kind of stuff, because it's kind of rude for me to go like, oh yeah, as long as you kick in enough money, I'll kick you something, because you could be putting in effort. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that people's effort is worthless. I think there is value to that. So I'll be assigning however many to those types of people, and then there'll be a few left, and we might auction them off or just list them on Dark Star Arts. But there will be a real easy way to do that. If we have 20 contributors, then we'll just send them out to the 20 contributors, and it'll be super easy. And we won't have to worry about pricing or any of that kind of stuff. So Austin is in Alaska, and we actually will be in Alaska. I'm not sure. I think we fly into Anchorage. I'm not sure. Hey, babe. Do we fly into Anchorage?
Yeah, we fly into Anchorage.
We're going to the Kenai Peninsula is where we're going. So I think we... Do we fly into Anchorage? All right. Possibility. Maybe. Who knows?
What?
Oh, Austin Adams wants us to come scape his 15-gallon aquarium in Anchorage. So maybe we'll stop by if that works in the schedule. If not, then we won't. Pretty easy answer, right? Is that an easy answer? That's an easy answer. If you have a whole bunch of tacos, delicious carne asada tacos, that would probably help. Right? I'm so hungry right now, guys. I didn't make any dinner tonight because Vicky already ate dinner. And I'm going to eat some tortillas. I'm telling you, I'm going to do it.
You know that spicy pork's in the fridge.
Spicy pork tortillas. It's going to happen. I'm bringing China and Mexico together again. Carson was asking, did we figure out the scientific name of Dragonstone? Yes, I'm actually working on that. The Dragonstone question will be coming up tomorrow. I have some links and everything for that we'll be talking about that because I've gotten a bunch of emails about it. People seem excited about it. Yep. What?
I just want. So is it Chinexican food?
It's Chinexican. Yes. It's actually Chino. Chino. So we'll be talking about the Dragonstone conundrum because one of the things that we talked about with one of the things that Potato and I were talking about yesterday is about possibly making our own Dragonstone, and but we do have to fire it because as a lot of people sent in, they're like, it's just hardened clay. Okay, yeah, well, hardened clay is like fired clay pots, right? So it is a possibility that we might be able to work out something like that. I need to talk to my clay guy who's about 9,000 years old. We're going to see if maybe we might be able to make some of our own kind of crazy custom Dragonstone sometime in the future. We'll see how it goes. But we're going to definitely have to clay, or we're going to have to kiln fire it. Voraris, if you look at through my old videos, I do have a video where I actually clean the Dragonstone and show you how to do it with a metal pick and a brush and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of stuff that you probably have lying around your house. I have an old video of cleaning the Dragonstone. So if you look through and find that, I have no idea how to find it. I was looking yesterday. Hold on. Let's see. We are up to 536 videos, so you may have to just scroll through them, and eventually you'll see some kind of title that says something about Dragonstone. So I would scroll through there and just give you an idea. Just remember, I may or may not have mentioned it in that video. Once you've cleaned it, soak it in a bucket overnight and then clean it again. I don't know if I mentioned that in that video or not. Luckily, I initially put my Dragonstone in with a giant colony of crystal shrimp, and they will easily let you know if you didn't clean an area or not. With these giant little dusts of cloud Choco Piz doo-doo clouds that they send flying out when you haven't cleaned it properly or not. Big E's is here. What's up, Big E's? All right. Well, we're getting down. Oh, 1 minute left, you guys. 60 seconds left in the live stream. Somehow we've gotten to 59 minutes here. We just ran right through it. I don't know. It went fast for me. Did it go fast for you? Did it feel all right? Let's see. Kevin Hayes, I bet if we contact Serpa Design, he could make Dragonstone. He's more vivarium, terrarium oriented, but he makes amazing backgrounds. He did some sort of art sculpture classes in college, I believe. His tutorials are on point. I'm sure at some point I'll look him up. Let's see. Hold on. I almost looked up the wrong thing. I will look him up and see if he's down to make something. Oh, Serpa Design. There we go. Art, design, photography, and more. The succulent terrarium. Oh, he makes succulent terrariums. Oh my God, babe.
Yeah.
He makes succulent terrariums.
What?
He makes succulent terrariums. Terrariums. Oh my God, how to terrarium. How to terrarium, you guys. This one's got some kind of critter in it. Oh my God, I'm excited. I'm going to check this out. Serpa Design. Thanks. I would check out Serpa Design. His website is dope. It's like Ben Affleck and Phantoms. Oh, Patrick's Aquatics with the super chat. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man. It all goes back into doing more of this madness, whatever I'm doing here. And you got to be a good person today. You know, that's really the sign of being a good person. If you come onto YouTube and super chat me or any of the other fish channels, I have to admit, I am super stoked. I am super stoked about how well the fish YouTube community is going at this point. It's really, really exciting, honestly, to see how many channels out there are doing really well, how many people out there are doing all these awesome big projects and stuff. It's definitely really awesome to see that. It's never been this cool and never been this accessible for so many people. So I think that's great. One of the, I guess we'll get to the rest of these emails later. All right, yeah, we'll go over these emails tomorrow because we are over the hour mark. But there are a few people I want to say thanks to. Special thanks to the special thanks. Oh, hold on a second here. I don't want to follow Dr. Dre or Rihanna or Katy Perry. No, get out of here. Oh, Austin Adams sent me an email. All right. Kevin Hayes just patronized the Patreon. We have a new patronizer. All right. There are a couple people here I want to say thanks to. Long Woo, Steven Scogland, Aquarium Co-op, a.k.a. Corey. Joel Gillett, straight out of New Zealand. Cichlid Bro, wherever Cichlid Bro is. M. Den Hollander. The first Patreon patronizer. Kevin Hayes, Gene Fensk, Sashimi Whiskey, Jennifer J. Sarchicino, Matt Gilmet, and Karen K.Z. Ellis. It's probably the easiest way to contribute to the channel and all that kind of stuff. Thank you to all of those guys. And I would also give an extra shout out to Joel Gillett again for his super chat contributions, and Patrick, the original Water Boxes Aquatics. Thank you very much for your super chats. Thank you very much. I hope everyone out there has a deliciously safe Monday out there. Oh, okay. Is Kevin saying that his casts are made from the same shit dentists use? All right. I'll check that out. That sounds cool. Hopefully I can make some of that. We'll see. We'll see if I can figure it out. Like I said, I got to get a hold of my clay guy. I got a pottery homie. But he's like real old. So you got to call him early. Can't call him late. Can't call him late right now. It's 9:14. It's late, you guys. All right, so hopefully everybody has a deliciously safe Monday out there, and thanks everybody for coming out. I'm sure I could try to give the shout out to everybody, but you all know who you are, and thanks for coming. Have a great night out there. Cover up your ears. Yeah, you can say shit here, Voraris. It's fine. I don't care. I'm not one of these people that's worried. We're on YouTube. Somebody screamed fuck 900 times in a video that I watched this one time. That's all the video was. I don't understand, you know, it's just swears. I'm not swearing at anybody. It's just swears sometimes. It's not a problem. Yeah, this is fairly PG-13, I guess. There'll be no twerking, but occasional swearing. All right, guys, thanks for coming out. Cover up your ears because here comes the surprises. Later. Please.